What's up guys, this is Ronnie. Welcome back to our channel Total Technology. This is tutorial 9 and today's topic will be slicing in detail. So in the last topic we have already started the slicing and indexing tutorial, and I found that indexing is quite simple and all of you are quite familiar with indexing and didn't send me much question or any clarification on doubt related question, but rather most of you send me many questions on slicing, and I was actually thinking to create this as a combination of the last tutorial with 3D and 4D array, how to do slicing, but I thought of creating this tutorial as an intermediate or separate tutorial. In this topic we'll be going to talk about more on the slicing and we'll be going to explain in that context in a very detailed way. So I have actually come up with this sort of slide for slicing. I'm not sure how you guys are going to feel with this thing, but this is not going to be dry sentence or only slide. I will explain each and every point from the coding or hands-on point of view. So first of all, I'm actually going to explain with a 2D array. That's why we written 2D array. So what is slicing? Slicing will be applied on both dimension. So it means if you're having 2D array, you will definitely have row and column. So first slicing will be applied on the row, and after that column wise. So I need to actually figure out this sentence then. Okay, so will be applied both dimension, first on row wise and then column wise. This colon is used for slicing, you all know. Separated by comma is called slicing call. This is whenever you use this thing is called slicing call, can be mixed up with a get item call. Get item call is called index, which is something new for all of you. I'll explain this thing. Slicing keeps the dimension intact. Again, I have discussed this thing, but I'll be going to I think I should discuss this in a detail with the code. And last one is get item call collapses one dimension. So it means whenever you are using slicing call, means this one, it will intact the dimension, but whenever using get item call, it will collapses one dimension down. So for example, you are applying get item call on 2D array, it will become, or it will return you one dimensional array. Okay, so what I'll do, I have a sample array 0 to 11. So it's our what do you say, like kind of a data set. It starts with 0 and ends with 11. So total 12 element, 3 row 4 column. So what I'll do, I will try to open my Jupyter notebook. Okay, so let me open this thing. So it's asking for password. I'm not sure what is happening over here, so let me open it from a new window. Okay, so let's try this thing. Okay, it's opening now. So let me go to my Numpy and okay, so I think I need to remove all things. Okay, fine. Okay, so this is tutorial 9. So let me import first. Import numpy as np. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just create a 2D array with 12 elements. So it will be np dot arrange, and I will write 12. So if you see, it's giving you one dimensional array with 0 to 11 12 elements. So I can reshape it, a dot reshape, and this is going to be 3 4 like this. Okay, so now let me check. See, you are doing it here, but you actually didn't change this thing. So what you have to do, you have to just do like this or like this. So okay, so now suppose I want to apply slicing, so only slicing. So what I'll do, slicing to get this too. Okay, so as I told you, slicing is applied on row. Here slicing will be applied on both dimension and first row and then column wise. Okay, so for example, just forget about that. So slicing, okay, normal slicing. So suppose if I, as I told you, and the next thing is that it is used for this, like all and separated by columns, comma. So first three points will be discussed here. Okay, so first thing, so it is always separated by comma. Okay, why separated by comma? Left hand side will be for the first dimension and right hand side will be for the second dimension. First dimension means row wise and second dimension means column wise. Okay, so first it will be applied on the row, this three dimension of length 3, and second it will be applied on the dimension of length 4. Dimension of length 3 means there are 3 rows and dimension of length 4 means there are 4 columns. Okay, slicing will be applied first on row label and then column. So as I told you, it will be separated by comma and will be used by this. So like this. So if you apply this thing, it means it starts with the beginning and ends with the beginning. It means every row will come and it will starts with again from the beginning and ends with at the end. It means it will also count every column, so it will return you everything. Okay, now suppose I'm saying 1. So what is happening here? It will be applied on the row label, first in the row label. So nothing means 0, means from the first dimension, from first dimension to 1. Okay, so as you all know, this is exclusive and this is inclusive. So if you write this thing, so only will get this thing, and after that nothing means the complete all rows. So it will give you only the first row. See, it will give you the first row. Okay, now these things are clear now. Okay, so if you explain this thing a bit explanatory, I think I should write this thing. Starts with 0 index in row label and ends on first index, but first index is exclusive. That is why it returns first index, returns row at first index. Okay, and column wise everything is intact, so that is why. So now suppose if I like this, okay, so what I'll do, I will just, what will happen? So here it will again starts with 0, ends with 1, means 0 to 1, but this is exclusive, that is why it is going to write only this thing. But now suppose I put this, it means in column wise also, now you have this thing, you got this thing. Okay, now column wise I am applying 1, so it starts with 0 and ends with 1. So what is going to return? It is only going to return 0. See, 0. Why 0? If you don't apply anything in this side, means column wise, it will return complete thing. Now I am applying 0 to 1. Nothing means 0 to 1, means it will start with 0th index and ends with 1 index. Okay, so again one index is inclusive, will be inclusive, so we'll only get 0. So I get this one. So like this, I'm explaining this thing. Okay, index 0 label starts with 0 and label and end with the first index exclusive, that is why it is only returns the exclusive. And then again the same thing, starts with 0 index at column label and column label and ends with first index, but first index is exclusive, that is why it returns only element from 0 index, right? So that's it. So I believe you guys will enjoy the explanation and the English thing, but sorry if I did mistake some typos, so probably you guys can understand the spelling, or you guys can let me know if you find any mistakes. I'll upload the Jupyter notebook as well. Okay, so next thing, so I believe this part is clear now. This thing and this is okay, and this is called slicing call. And why this is slicing call, I'll explain. So if you see, when you apply this thing, you are actually getting the same shape return. When you apply this thing, you are getting the same shape return. So it means it is keeping the data structure intact. Mean this is your array and it is holding by the containing data structure, which is this thing. So that is why it is two-dimensional array. But see, slicing keeps the dimension intact. So this part is also kind of clear now. So if you apply slicing, you will get the complete data structure back. There is no change. And these two things is not clear, like get item call can be mixed up with get item call, and get item call collapses one dimension. So how to do that, how to mix up this thing? Okay, so what is actually get item call? Okay, so I will explain this thing. Mixed up with get item call. So if you use this thing, okay, this is called actually a get item call. See, this is called actually get item call, means indexing. See, if I apply a1, what is happen here, I will get this element back, but there is no interacting data structure. See, it is actually a 1D array, right? So that is why I have written get item call collapses one dimension. So whatever is your actual dimension, if you apply get item call on that array, you will get one dimension, like you will get the item with the and it will collapses in one dimension down. Okay, so that is why I mentioned this thing, and collapses one dimension down. Okay, so this is mixed up with get item call or with get item call. Then I will do the mixed up. So this is get item call. Okay, so what will happen now? Mixed up get item call. This is also called indexing. So same thing, comma separated, and then this, and then something. So let's say the same thing. So it will give you back the whole thing. So now suppose if I apply this thing, we all know that it will starts with row level 0, means this side is row level, this side is column level, like right hand side of the comma. So it will starts with 0 and ends with 1, but this is inclusive, so only will get back this thing, and this will give you the interacting data structure, means it will give me something like this, and inside that we'll have our this elements. Okay, so let's run this thing. See, right? Now what will happen? I want to apply get item call. Okay, so now if I apply 1, what is going to happen? See, it means 0, it means 1. Okay, like we have this element, and on top of that I am applying 1. Okay, let me explain this thing. You applied a1, means you applied a1 on top of this thing, right? So you are getting this element back. Okay, now you have this thing, and if you apply 1, you will again get back this element. Okay, so see, you get back this element, but there is no containing data structure. It's a one-dimensional array, right? So that is what I was trying to explain here. Whenever you applying get item call, it is collapses one dimension, and slicing keep the dimension intact, and slicing can be mixed up with get item call index. So here we see we applied with get item and indexing together, slicing call and get item call together. So but now here we are using slicing at the first, and after that we applied get item. So we can do the different thing as well. So first of all we apply this thing get item, and after that we can apply slicing. So what will happen now? So it will give you the complete thing, right? But you already collapses one dimension down, so there is no point. Okay, see, like this. Okay, so now another thing, if you apply 1 and 1, what will happen? Nothing will happen. Let's check what is happening. So first of all here, and after that if you apply 1, it will give you again 5. So the thing, see 5. Why? Again we are applying one dimension down. Okay, so first of all it is one dimensional array, and after that if we are going another dimension collapse, it will become only one element, no data structure. So this is also possible. Okay, so this is one thing, slicing call to get item call. This is one thing, to get item call, and now we'll apply slicing call, first get item call, okay. So what is happening here? So if I apply 1, I will get back this element, and if I apply 1 on top of this, again I will get back this 5. Okay, so that is why. So now what I'll do, I'll first apply get item call. So like this. So what is going to happen? 1 means I will get this thing, and this slicing means I will get the whole thing back. So what is happening here? See, I get back this thing. So now if I apply 1, so what is going to happen? It will starts with 0, ends with 1, so it will return 4, but within the containing one dimensional array. There will be no change within the dimension. See, I'll get back this thing. Okay, so I believe these things are clear now, but I am not sure how to put this thing into Jupyter notebook. So probably I think I'm not sure, not Jupyter notebook, in the screenshot form. So probably I think let's see if I am able to put this thing here, but I don't think it's a right idea. Okay, somehow it's working, but I think okay, somehow I managed. But don't worry guys, I will upload the source code as a separate notebook file to my GitHub repository. So let me explain this thing again. So slicing is always applied on row wise and column wise, first row wise and column wise. It can be mixed up with get item call and slicing call. Get item call always collapses at one dimension down, and slicing call will intact the data structure. So this is what we actually discussed here. So whenever we applied this thing like this, so first of all it starts with 0 and ends with 1. So ultimately we'll get this element back. So that is why get every element back, and nothing is here means the whole thing. And after that what happens here? What happened? Why this is not coming? I'm not sure. Okay, so it is actually 1 this side, so we get back every element, and after that it starts with 0, ends with 1. So 0 means here and 1 means here, so 1 is exclusive, one dimension is exclusive, that is why you get back only 0. But just because we are doing slicing, we get back the whole data structure. Get item call collapses one dimension on get item call. So if you want apply 1, so what will happen, it will going to return you this thing, but there will be no containing data structure, because in get item call will always it will always reduce the dimension. So that is why I only get back this element, but there is no containing data structure, means these two brackets are missing. This square brackets, it means it's a one dimensional call. Can be also mixed up with slicing and get item calls together. So first of all, it's sliced, mean it will get back you this thing, and after that if you apply 1, it will return you only 1, and there will be no data structure, containing data structure, so it will be only one dimensional array. Can be mixed up with two get item calls, so it will become only one element, not even an array. So element of array rather. So first of all, it will give you this one, means this thing, and after that if you again apply 1, it will give you this element like this. Okay, so can be mixed up with get item call, mixed up with okay. So first get item call, then slicing. Get item call means it will again give you this element, like 1 means here, and after that if you apply 1, so again it starts with 0, ends with 1, so 1 is exclusive, you will only get 4, so that is why you get 4. So it's very simple, guys. So I hope you guys understood the actual context of slicing and indexing. So I tried to keep as much as possible simple, and mostly correlating with the examples on hands-on, and these things are actually pretty much created by me by using my own techniques of understanding, but it's 99% 99%, what do you say, not 99%, 100% accurate. If you follow some other books and all, there also it also talks about this thing, but if you are very much new to Numpy and this data science, for you it will be quite difficult to understand this concept. But if you start doing practice, start analyzing different dimensions of array, you will start playing around with the different dimension, you will be able to understand, and once you understand, it will be very easier for you. Okay, and I'll highly recommend you guys to do some sort of practice, try to develop your own array with high dimension, try to do some sort of calculation, whatever, then only it will help you, or else there is no point of practicing or watching my videos. If you don't do your own practice, you will definitely forget, so you have to do practice. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video, but in the next video we'll be going to talk about again slicing, but on the 3-dimensional array. Then it will be then will definitely become a bit more difficult, but trust me, guys, I will try to explain all this concept in a very easier and more or less in a hands-on oriented way, so it will be definitely helpful for you. So that's it, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care, goodbye, and don't forget to subscribe our channel, hit the like button, share our videos with your family and friend, and if you find any difficulties to understand, please let me know via comment. And if you have any other suggestion or any other improvement feedback, please let us know. We always try to improve our qualities. And thank you very much for all the Udemy students for purchasing this course. It is actually helping me a lot to grow in my professional space as well, because I'm taking Udemy as my secondary or not secondary, earlier it was secondary, now it's my primary professional field. So thank you very much for all of you. It is actually motivating me, and coming back every day and to check your message is actually really amazing, and thanks for the motivation and thanks for the inspiration. And same thing, whenever you are in doubt, please feel free to reach me out. I'll always there available, and I'll try to answer your question as much as possible within the given timeline. So once again, have a nice day, goodbye, and we'll see you in the next video very soon.